Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of Proline Daily, the longest-running sports handicapping show in America. Coming to you direct from Las Vegas, Jim Feist is here. I'm Dave Cokin. We'll be looking at the NBA matchups tonight. We've got two playoff games, one of which we're going to discuss here. Plus, I guess maybe the best rivalry in sports as far as baseball is concerned. We'll get to those two games in a moment. First, Jim, we've got a couple of good offers online today. You've got your NBA blowout game of the month going this evening.
Absolutely, Dave. Blowout game of the month cashes tonight.
7 days of plays in all sports for $25. Now, all you have to do is call 888-777-4155.
Got the Dodgers-Giants game tonight in Major League Baseball, and I've got an NHL series play that I like quite a bit. So either one of those for $25, I'd suggest getting both. I think they've both got a chance to get you paid. The Hawks and Wizards matching up tonight in the NBA. It has been a home cooking series so far, and Washington hopes it stays that way. Jim, the line on this game, not doing a whole lot, but they're, it's going. It looks like it's gone up a tick this morning. The Wizards sitting at 6 right now. I'm getting the latest numbers as I get to my screen here. Yeah, it's 6 at the sharper stores. There's still some 5.5. This is interesting though. The squarest, one of the squarest shops that I track is all the way up to 6.5. So it looks like any moves that are taking place on this game appear to be public. I don't think the sharp guys are getting involved in this one. As far as the sharp syndicate plays, I don't think they're playing it, Jim.
Well, the pattern is pretty well set. The home teams have they've won 2 at Washington and 2 in Atlanta. These teams look, when you watch these games, these teams look like they could go back and forth like this. They're very competitive, great play at a lot of positions. I don't see a big edge. The question now is, can you find a 6-point advantage to the home team if they're really equal teams? Now, I know there was a disparity in wins and losses for the year. Washington had the edge. That's why they have the home court advantage in this playoff series. But, based on that, on what I've seen in the first 4 games, I actually would like to take Atlanta plus the points. But when you get into a series like this, where the home teams or the road teams are consistently winning, yeah, I don't like to look for that pattern to change, because it typically doesn't. So I'm going to pass the game because I really don't have a strong feel for that. Like I said, I'd like to take Atlanta. I like taking the points with a team that I think could actually go in there and win the game. But the pattern has been the home team's doing well, and coming off of 2 losses, Washington is going to be not wanting to. Neither team's going to want to lose. But Washington's got the alert button on, and it's flashing bright red, because you lose this game, you're going down to Atlanta to save your season.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said, and I don't like trying to disturb that pattern either. It's been a home court series. I suspect it's going to stay that way, but you're going to have to pay a price if you want to back the Wizards here. I mean, that's a pretty good-sized number in what's been a competitive series. So now I'm going to stay out of it. The Wizards are just too good at home for me to feel comfortable about taking Atlanta against. And, the fact that Atlanta's already lost twice there in this series kind of bears that out even more. Washington's 32-11 for the season at home. That's a tough team. If it was 4.5, I'd probably take a shot with the Wizards. But I think it's 6 or even 6.5. I think that's sacrificing too much value. So the heck with it. I'll stay out of it.
Dave, it's funny you went to that. I was just going to interject. If it was 4, I'd lay Washington. And if it was 8, I'd take Atlanta.
Yep.
And so we're right smack in the middle.
Yep. Sometimes the odds makers just put up the right price. And, unless you're betting coin flip action, that to me would be what this is. So the heck with it. Now, tonight.
A lot of people will bet these games simply because they're on TV and they want to watch them.
It's like the NFL. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you like the Monday night game or not. You bet it anyway. Talking about what the masses do. Right. That's part of the reason the books stay in business. If the bettors only played sharp sides, the books would be closed. Major League Baseball tonight, it's still the best rivalry in sports, in my opinion. I'm sure some will disagree, but Yankees and Red Sox is something special. And these teams are playing about the same level of baseball right now. Red Sox have had a lot of injuries, but they've survived that to go 11-8. Yankees have been gone 11-7, but the Yankees have been doing their damage at home. They have not been particularly good away from Yankee Stadium. Obviously, it's a very early sample, but they are 3-6 on the road, and the Red Sox are 7-2 at home. They got rained out yesterday. The matchup has been forwarded. Each team is still going with the Wednesday or the Tuesday projected starters, which are Severino for the Yankees and Porcello for the Red Sox. I think it's safe to say the Red Sox are a little disappointed with Rick Porcello so far. The reigning Cy Young Award winner he's been struggling a bit, and they need to get him going. But I think he showed signs of it in his last start. He gave up 3 runs, but they were unearned. 6 hits and a walk, 5 strikeouts in 7 innings against Toronto. That was last Wednesday. The Red Sox did lose that game, but again, the defense really hurt him. That could have literally been a 0-0 game if not for the defense. And boy, I'll tell you, the Red Sox have some gaudy numbers at home when Porcello starts. So, I think this is a game where I'm priced out of it. I'm not going to play the Red Sox, but I would look for Boston to get the win tonight. I think they deserve the favorite's role.
I agree with you, Dave. It's not really much of a favorite. I'm looking at 114, 113 for Boston. When you look at simply their records on the road versus records at home, the Yankees are 3-6 away and Boston 7-2 at home. That actually requires a little bit more favoritism for Boston than what the line shows. So if there's any value, I would say, and then considering that New York is 3-12 when Severino starts, even though I like the kid, that's not a very good record, and
No, it's
I'd
not.
have to back away from that or play against them. I'd be on Boston in this game. If I was going to bet it, I'd definitely be on Boston.
Yeah, no disagreement here. And, it's tough to make. This is where it gets tough to me to handicap baseball, is determining whether there's enough value to make a play. And, that does come into play here. There's no question about that. But I just I didn't pull the trigger. Red Sox lose another player, by the way. Sandoval is banged up again. He's did something to his knee the other day on fielding a ground ball. So, he hasn't been good so far, but it's still another body out. The Red Sox have had trouble getting the full complement of players in the field, with the flu bug that raged through the clubhouse and just some nagging injuries. One thing we can tell you is that the recent performances for the Yankees, not real good at this site. The Red Sox have won the last 4 meetings at Fenway. 3 of those 4 went over the total. The other one landed right on the number. So not a great deal to determine there. Jim, I'm going to give out a free play. This is actually one of the games I have on the website today. So, you won't have to buy this one. Buy the Dodgers-Giants game. I think that's a good play. But I'm going to look at this playoff series in the NHL between St. Louis and Nashville. And the one caveat here is, I'm going against a goaltender who's been not just the hottest goaltender in the playoffs. You go back over the last 30 games, going all the way back into the regular season, and Jake Allen has been the best goaltender in the NHL. So it's tough to go against that. But I think Nashville's playing considerably better hockey than the Blues. The Blues, they got a great series win against Minnesota, but they were completely outplayed in more than one of those games. You could argue that Minnesota was the better team in the series and that the Blues survived only because of the incredible goaltending of Jake Allen. Well, he's kind of running into somebody who's maybe not quite as hot over the long haul, but certainly is right now in Pekka Rinne of the Predators. They swept the Blackhawks. I thought they dominated the series, to be honest. I mean, they were just the better team in that series. And to me, the odds makers are giving away what they believe to be the case in this series. Nashville's in the 8th seed. They're on the road in the series as far as the home ice advantage is concerned, and yet Nashville is the favorite to win the series. The odds makers are telling you that Nashville's the better team, and I agree with that. And I took the Predators to win the series, Jim. I think they're going to get there and move on to the Western Conference Finals.
Sounds good, Dave. Great analysis. I know you have some free plays. You have a phone number to give out, Dave?
I do. It's a recorded message. So all you have to do is make the call and then just listen to the tape. And you get those every day at 888-294-1970.
That's a good number. We've had that number a long time. A lot of people call that. It's 888-294-1970. And you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Jim Feist Sports. And you can get 30 days of baseball for $4.99 right now at jimfeist.com. And you can also get free plays daily text to you. Just text GAME, GAME, to 25827.
It's as easy as that. And we will do this again tomorrow. So thanks for joining us. And we'll see you on Thursday with another edition of Proline Daily from Las Vegas.
Thank you, Dave.